Let me describe a cycle I believe most people can relate to. Let's say on a typical Monday morning, you are motivated, you are excited. Maybe you watch something or you read something, or perhaps it was a sermon on Sunday, or you just hit a low point and you said no more. So you come up with a plan, you have the plan, you have the fire, you wake up early and start doing something productive. And the days go by, and by day 3, that's Wednesday, the fire seems to go down. Life got in the way, and one missed day becomes 2, and 2 becomes a week. And now you're not just back at the start of things. You'll feel worse than when you began, because now you have added one more failure to the pile, one more piece of evidence against yourself. I've started over many times than I can count. And every time this happens, I tell myself a different version of the same story. I tell myself, this time I am serious. This time I actually know what I am doing. I have a better system now. I have a better plan now. And then life happens or nothing happens. And I find myself back at 0 again. But I want to share something with you that I learned that felt uncomfortable at first, but later on felt like freedom. I found out that the problem was not in my discipline. The problem was my identity. And if you have similar issues, stay with me, because by the end of this video, you are going to understand why consistency seems so hard, and more importantly, exactly what to do about it. Let me describe a cycle I believe most people can relate to. Let's say on a typical Monday morning, you are motivated, you are excited. Maybe you watch something or you read something, or perhaps it was a sermon on Sunday, or you just hit a low point and you said no more. So you come up with a plan, you have the plan, you have the fire, you wake up early and start doing something productive. And the days go by, and by day 3, that's Wednesday, the fire seems to go down. Life got in the way, and one missed day becomes 2, and 2 becomes a week. And now you're not just back at the start of things. You'll feel worse than when you began, because now you have added one more failure to the pile, one more piece of evidence against yourself. This is actually called the intention-action gap. You intend to do something, you have the reasons why you should do that. In fact, you even start to do it, but then you never seem to sustain it. And you ask yourself, why? The answer is willpower. And willpower is one of the most misunderstood things in behavioral science. It's not a character trait. It's not something you either have or you have not. Because willpower is a resource. And like most resources, it can run out. Especially under stress, when you're not sleeping properly, carrying emotional weight, and navigating uncertainties. Which honestly, I think is most of us most of the time. Building your discipline entirely on willpower is like building your business entirely on just one client. And when that client disappears and they will, everything collapses. From my studies, James Clear in the book Atomic Habits maps out 3 levels at which real change can be achieved. And when I first understood this properly, I saw my own failures in a completely different way. So from the book, the first level is you need to change your environment, an environmental change. Remove the bad and add the good. And this works, but then it's just the surface, because life keeps rearranging our environment for us, and you can't control it for long. Then you move to the second level, which is you need to change your behavior. New habits, new routines, new systems. This is what people try, and it works for a while. And they go back to how they were, because the identity underneath it all hasn't actually changed. And so the old behavior comes back out like water through a crack. So then he moves us to the level 3. You change your identity. Not what you do, but who you are. So instead of saying, I'm trying to read more, you think, I'm a person who values wisdom, hence I have to obtain it through reading or whatever means. Not, I am trying to be more disciplined. But then you think this way, I'm a man whose words means a lot to me and to whoever I give it to. So I ought to put or position myself in a way not to disappoint or go against my words. Know that every action you take is a vote for the person you are. Identity is built vote by vote. Now here is my favorite part, where the scriptures direct us on the path to go. Romans chapter 12 verse 2 says that, do not conform to the patterns of this world, but be transformed by the renewing of your mind. Apostle Paul didn't say try harder. He didn't say use more willpower. He said be transformed. It is a process. And this process is the renewing of your mind. And that is very deep. It's a deep sustained work at the level of your identity. The Greek for the word transformed used in that scripture is metamorpho. That is where we get the word metamorphosis. A caterpillar doesn't willpower itself into a butterfly. No. The transformation happens at the level of its nature, its true identity. Apostle Paul knew this and understood it very well, way before it was later discovered by James Clear in behavioral science. Real change is identity level change. So let me ask you this: what is your identity right now? Not the person you want to become, but who you are today. The version that shows up when nobody is watching. Because most people have two identities running at the same time. The aspirational one, who they want to be, and the functional one, who they actually are today. And know that the gap between those two is where all the failures live. That's the root of the problem. So then we come to the very important question: how do we close this gap? Three things, and each one of them matters. First, stop measuring consistency by streaks and start measuring it by how fast you recover. This is a fact. Every person who has actually tried to build real discipline at a point in time has fallen one way or the other. And the difference isn't that they never fall, but it is that they got up quickly. And the fastest way back up after a missed day isn't motivation, it's a commitment to your identity. I'm the kind of person who gets back up. Say this, mean it, act it, and repeat it until that is you. You get back up and you move forward. That is how identity is built. The second way is to build your discipline on purpose, not on how you feel. Pleasure-based discipline asks, do I feel like doing this today? But then purpose-based discipline asks, is this aligned to who I am? When your morning routine is about feeling good, then one bad morning dismantles it all. But when your morning routine is an act of identity, this is who I am, this is how I show up, then bad mornings don't have any power over you. Now the third one, and this is the one that I feel most people skip the most. Discipline requires a vision. You cannot sustain commitment towards something you cannot see. Proverbs 29:18 says that for a lack of vision, the people perish. This means unrestrained, unbound, without direction. Know that without direction, you don't disappear, you just spread thin, like a river with no banks, losing force and going nowhere specific. Now, vision is what gives discipline somewhere to go. It's the difference between the person running on a treadmill and the person running knowing exactly where they are going to. So I have this challenge for you in this video. Ask yourself one simple question. Ask yourself, what identity am I voting for with my daily actions? Not the one I claim, but the one I'm building decision by decision with what I actually do every day. Let me let you in on a secret about discipline that nobody has ever told you. You will never consistently become the person you don't already believe yourself to be, and that's it. That's the whole thing. It's not about trying harder, but it's about believing differently and then acting from that belief. Now, my name is Komla, and this is the second episode of the Grounded Man series. The next episode is on relationships, not what to do and what not to do, but who you have to be, because who you are is what people respond to. Not your strategy, not your lines, but your character. Subscribe to the channel, like the video, share the videos, and let's grow this community together. Bye.